It's time for the Steve and Kyle podcast with Kyle.
We're not hiring this out. 535 feet. I feel like when the boat sank, it was probably sticking out of the water still, because that's nothing, right? 535 feet is just nothing.
Okay.
So you and I can get down there.
Sure.
So we just need to do
a couple scuba tanks.
Yeah. What can we go online? Like if I wanted to marry somebody tomorrow, I can just go online and print off a certificate out of like Microsoft Word, and it's just legally binding.
Yeah.
Can I do that for scuba diving in Lake Superior as well?
Not sure. Admittedly, I haven't looked this up before.
And Steve.
Is now a good time to also mention that I'm terrified of deep water?
Well, at least you got no sharks.
That's true. That's true. And again, I'm comfortable, just nudging the body parts aside that are, again, the bodies of the
wives and the sons and the daughters.
Now, here they are, two guys who are living in style, Steve and Kyle.
We got some orders, didn't we? We got some orders for custom shirts. Lake Superior boat trip.
That's right. As a reminder, just so it doesn't really overlap with Steve and Kyle's not so competent brains, I would say by the end of this week, we're going to make that the cutoff. If you'd like to get in on the ultra limited final run of the one design that has ever, the second design that has ever been removed from our merch shop. The boat trip regarding the Edmund Fitzgerald. And boy, in the years we've been doing this, Steve, we are in our 8th full year, right? Yeah.
Whatever.
8.5 years we've been doing this.
Whatever.
We finally received, publicly and verbally, a complaint about the Edmund Fitzgerald bit.
Yes, we did.
And I've been struggling for a week. Because you know me. You know I like to engage in these things.
It's one of your favorite things.
Yeah. So
and I think one of your greatest skills.
So I've been waiting for the I'm proud of you text this week. Because
from me.
Because I have not engaged with this individual who it's not hard to find. It was just on one of our posts regarding this shirt. Who was very upset that we are trying to, I don't know if she used the word profit, but listen.
No, I think she did the it's in poor taste type post, which agreed. Yeah, I'll give you that.
49 years ago, this tragedy happened, and I don't know. Even this shirt design, because I looked at it again once I saw that comment about her being so upset. And there's no direct reference to even this one doesn't even reference the cook being a butt, which is the main running gag we've been doing for years, right?
Are you trying to say that she's reading too much into it and that this is on her?
Yes. Yes.
And that our shirt, while completely unrelated to the disaster that happened 49 years ago, has a similarity or two.
Listen, you go to a concert or you go to a vintage shop. What's hot? What's people want those retro concert tour shirts?
Yeah, Van Halen 86.
Yeah, Running with the Devil tour, when they went through Columbus. Right? And I don't know why that's a thing. Whatever you enjoy, go ahead.
That's normal, though. Every generation, there's that nostalgia for the previous generation.
Don't even get me started. So this is kind of in that vein, right? Advertising what in actuality is obviously a fake sailing trip with a few minor gags referencing the Edmund Fitzgerald going down.
Yeah.
But I didn't know. I didn't respond. And I'm still willing to engage this individual in an online argument.
No, please don't.
Because as of a week and a half ago, I am officially online argumentless, and I kind of miss it.
Please don't.
All right, I'm going to go in there and just
No, you're not. I'm going to remove your admin rights to the
Please do.
to the page.
Please do. I also, while listening to that intro, I wanted to say one thing for all your burgeoning podcasters out there looking to not make money for upwards of 8.5 to 9 years.
Yes, yeah.
If you ever need a class or just a pointer about how can I get this going? How can I build the camaraderie and how can I build the kinsmanship that leads to 400 plus episodes.
442 today, by the way.
Go back and listen to that introduction. And you listen to the part where I incredibly nonchalantly am looking across the table here and I say, 535 feet's nothing. You and I can go there. We're not hiring this out. And you know what? 99.5% of the people out there are going to look at me and say, you're out of your mind. That water's freezing.
Mm-hmm.
It's deep. And it's a boat wreck.
Tell me, though. Tell me, who's got your back? Who's your yes man?
You looked across this table back at me. And you said, well, yeah.
Let's do it.
Very, of course that's the way we're going to handle this.
When do we leave?
Are we get in a van? We'll get the scuba gear when we get there, I'm assuming.
I got a scuba guy. I know a guy who's got the scuba gear.
Wait.
Tanks.
Wait.
I know I should have brought this up last week. I apologize.
Last week, last year, last decade. Because I want to know right now, if you were to go through your Rolodex,
yeah,
what would be, in your eyes, the weirdest or oddest or least common guy that you have?
Let's see. I got a scuba guy.
But before we move away from that, and I don't want to lose the overarching question here of the least common guy you have in your phone. Have you ever gone scuba diving?
No.
Okay, good.
Look, now...
Just wanted to get that off the top.
I don't want this taken out of context. This is a good friend of mine who also happens to scuba dive.
Is the word scuba referenced in his contact name on your phone?
No, it's not. It's Joe and Dana who live right around the corner.
Joe Bodway, yes.
Yeah.
Good man.
Yeah, he's it's the closest I have to a scuba. If I had a scuba question, he'd be the first one I go to.
So on your phone, you need to update that to Joe, parentheses, scuba/welding.
Scuba guy. Yeah, scuba/welding.
Yep. Okay.
/ cranes, because he works. I got a crane guy.
/ firefighting.
I have 2 crane guys.
This will be on the poll. What's the weirder guy to have, crane or scuba?
What about you? Do you have any? You got to have those weird contacts in there. What's your idiot brother do? What's he like? Hey. Any build tall things or something?
My brother? No. My brother is a truck driver.
Okay.
Let's see. Boy, I have a phone number for Andy.
Does your
Andy 2 times in here still. I haven't talked to him in 20 years.
All right. So your brother who drives a truck, he's no doubt your urine bomb guy, right?
Right.
So because he pees in a jug and throws it out the window every day.
No question.
Dumps it in the windows of convertibles.
I have an HVAC guy.
Okay. Yeah.
Which is common. That's common.
I got a drywall guy.
Right. I have, but it's former work related, a cooler delivery guy.
A cooler delivery. So if you need a cooler delivered,
correct,
like the walk-in cooler.
No. This would be like like you were at the checkout at the local grocer, and you see a soda next to you or an energy drink, and you open that cooler.
Gotcha.
And they would deliver those and set those up.
Got it. Okay, so why don't we have one in this room yet?
Honestly, would that not be a nice addition? Another item we don't use. Mm-hmm. I love it.
Nice.
So scuba guy.
Scuba guy. Yeah.
So when was the last time?
I got an albino guy. Is that inappropriate?
Is that no, not anymore.
All right.
Is that a profession?
No, but it would just be.
That's what I mean. Like, you just is he in there like albino Bill?
No.
Okay.
Oh, I got a marketing person for a shoe company.
Shoe guy.
Shoe marketer.
Everyone's got to have a shoe guy.
Yeah. Shoe lady.
Oh, sorry. Shoe lady. Shoe person.
Okay, there's my 2 crane contacts. Well,
are they back to back?
I just found out I have 3 crane contacts.
So if you needed...
I know.
If you needed a crane today...
Yeah. I could have a crane outside before we are done recording. Don't challenge me.
I got to say, I wouldn't. Because I don't know if I want to walk out and see a crane. Because then the person would say, hey, what'd you need this for? Oh, nothing. Just a little bit. Mm-hmm. Just a bit for this podcast. No, it's already done. So, we're not recording right now. So you have a crane guy, a scuba guy, an albino, and
3 crane guys.
3 crane guys. An albino guy.
Let's see. I'm just going through here. I'm only in the B's, by the way.
Oh my God. Now, you've had a career in radio for a while, but at any point during that, were you ever like a guest booker, or would you help with booking?
Not so much.
Okay.
No.
Because a lot of times
I can be your D-list celebrity interview booker guy if you want.
Now that we need to bring to this podcast. Right? I want D&E, and I don't mean that in any disparaging way. I know it seems like that, but I don't want to talk to the big celebrities, the big people who get the million questions. They do the press junkets. For my money, you've heard everything they have to say. I want to talk to LT, the trucksman. Okay,
he's doing very well on YouTube.
I don't doubt it. There's a lot of truck idiots out there. No offense, who are watching those YouTube channels.
Right. No offense.
I didn't mean you. I'm just to the offense to the people out there.
Yeah.
So I kind of want to see you reach out to one of those scuba contacts and see if
I can send a text right now. You tell me exactly what you wanted to say. I was communicating with my scuba contact just one day ago.
I saw him a couple of weeks ago as well. He was occupied in conversation, so I didn't say hi. Mm-hmm. I think the how hard would it be to scuba dive to the Edmund Fitzgerald?
Okay.
Say Eddie Fitz. Let's keep it informal. That's important.
We are recording right now, and we have a...
This is important.
Scuba, of course, all caps, self-contained underwater breathing apparatus.
Boy, you're a step ahead on scuba. My father-in-law
closest
scuba dives.
I have to a... Oh, so you got a scuba guy, too.
In the ocean.
Okay.
So he's lost me forever in relation to that, because no way. You know me in the ocean. Mm-hmm. But yeah, he's gone down scuba diving off the Cayman Islands. And, you know what's down there, right, Steve?
Oh, sharks.
Giant squids, sharks, jellyfish, other things that poke, other things that sting. And you know what happens when you get poked? You know what happens when you get stung?
Stinged?
You know what happens? Stinged? Stung?
Yeah.
There's going to be blood. You know what happens when there's blood?
Oh, there's chum in the water.
There are sharks. So if you're scuba diving, that's again submerged,
self-contained underwater breathing apparatus.
Underwater breathing apparatus. I got it. Nailed it. Yeah. You're begging for the sharks to win at this point. Okay? Because I'd still be curious. What would it take for us to get to the Eddie Fitz? I know it's a memorial site, yada, yada. Mm-hmm. But just to go drop, I think in memorial, I would like to see us, even if we just take one of those boats that goes out over where the site of the crash is.
Oh, like a glass bottom one?
But I feel with 500 feet down, we wouldn't see anything.
I don't know, you might.
But
clear day. They say that Superior is as clear as the beaches of Bali.
What we had talked about doing was some type of anniversary memorial trip, but I think the only proper way that we could memorialize those sailors would be to go take a tour over the site of the wreck and drop 28 pancakes in the water.
And make sure that each one of them says, not for cookie.
Well, yeah, that's why we're only giving 28. Okay, and I'll be happy to Sharpie individual names. I don't think ghosts are going to care if there's Sharpie on their pancakes, do they?
No. I don't know. Maybe, put it on the poll.
I'll put it on the poll.
Okay, I got a reply from our scuba guy.
Okay.
Scuba guy Joe.
So
Scuba Joe.
I don't want to question Scuba Joe's credibility on the Eddie Fitz, but I'll wait to hear his answer to see if I agree with him.
Okay, I said Kyle and I are recording right now. We have a scuba, all capitals, question, and you're the closest I have to a scuba, all capitals, contact. Yeah. Can we dive to the Eddie Fitz? Yeah. He replied. Short answer, no.
Yeah, I knew he was going to be wrong. It's just a bummer to hear it so succinctly.
Oh, you're wrong.
Yeah. Yeah. And I'd like... Maybe not long form. Is Joe available? Is Scuba Joe available? Do you think Scuba Joe would chat with us for a minute?
You want to try and get him on?
I kind of want to talk to Scuba Joe.
I can try.
And just because I don't want to ask him to type out the long form, but I'd be curious why. I mean, listen, we sent that.
I think maybe because it's in 500 feet of water, there might be a pressure issue.
I don't know. I've seen a lot of movies with people going diving, and I feel like it's deeper than 500 feet, you know?
Oh, okay. So,
I mean, listen, we sent a compressed Spaghetti-O can down to the Titanic.
did we?
Well, they didn't make it, but, you know.
It's like, really? We sent him SpaghettiOs?
But those are like miles down the way, right? And I feel like 500 feet is doable with proper, you know, scuba people and scuba gear and scuba training, which I don't have any of.
So then why are you thinking that it's possible?
I do think it's possible. I absolutely do. 500 feet, I don't feel like that's... I'd like to get an answer on this.
I think we did. We did get an answer on this. You're just refusing
I don't know
to
if
acknowledge this.
I don't know if I believe him. How deep?
Okay.
How deep can I scuba dive? Just in general. Okay, it's 130 feet. So it sounds like he's right.
Okay, well, we're gonna give Joe a call right now. Let's see. All right, come on, Joe, pick up.
Good morning, Steve.
Good morning, Scuba Joe. How are you?
I'm great.
Okay. First of all, Kyle was shocked to learn that I have a scuba contact.
Yeah.
Come on, Kyle. You've met me.
And that's right. I did forget that you would be a scuba contact. I would have first listed you as the welder and then as the firefighter contact before we got to scuba.
Yeah, but I scuba dive for the fire department. Like,
right.
I do everything, dude.
Right. No, I get it. You're a jack of all trades.
Yeah, he dabbles. Joe dabbles in everything. Yeah. Okay, so we wanted to know if you could scuba dive to the Edmund Fitzgerald. You replied back saying no. Kyle immediately said that you don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah. Yeah, and I didn't want to question your credibility on a podcast this popular, Joe, but
I appreciate that. I appreciate the opportunity to talk to you about it.
We don't want you to embarrass yourself. That's why we got you on the phone to amend your answer to tell us yes.
I don't want the fire chief calling you today and say, hey, I heard what you said on that podcast, and we can't trust you in the water anymore.
He likely will.
So tell what is the main barrier preventing Steve and I, outside of lack of training and lack of gear, from scuba diving the 535 feet to the wreck of the Eddie Fitz?
You just said it, the 535 feet. That's the thing.
Oh, I would like to introduce you to Ahmed Gaber, who dove 332 meters, which is 1,090 feet, in 2014. These dives are possible, right? Obviously, you have to do the decompression stuff on the way up, but these are doable, right?
Sir. Yeah, sure. Kyle, you can do it. You can do it. How's that?
That's all I need to hear. We can let him go, Steve. We're all set.
You can dive to the Edmund Fitzgerald.
Okay.
All right.
This is all I needed to hear.
All right. Well, we appreciate you clearing that up for us, and also clearing your name, because I mean we didn't want you coming off like a real jerk and giving us false information.
Listen, I'm sorry you're about to lose your job for not believing in your own science. I just did a quick search. Yep. Can you dive to the Eddie Fitz? You need Canadian government approval, so we're going to get started on that, Steve.
Okay.
And I figure in the next 2 weeks, you and I will be down there.
Well, yeah. All right, Joe, if you want in on this, you just let me know.
No, Joe's not invited. He doesn't believe in us.
Yeah, hey, I don't have any connections with the Canadian government. I'm sorry on that. I got everything else, but no Canadian government.
We're going to need a Canadian guy now.
All right. I think we have at least one Canadian listener.
Joe, before you go, we were just talking about this, and I'm curious. If we were to go through your phone's Rolodex right now, because listen, you're a jack of all trades. You're a welder. You do the fireworks. You do the scuba diving. You do all that stuff.
Yep.
Steve was looking through his phone, and that's how we got to your name, because we wanted to know what the least common quote-unquote guy is. Like, everybody has an HVAC guy or person in their phone.
A drywall guy, a roof guy.
Yeah. For you, being in such a different lines of work, off the top of your head, could you think of the least common guy you have in your phone? Like, if you wanted to reach out to XYZ, what would that be?
I do not have a nuclear physicist in my phone.
You don't?
I can guarantee it. There are no nuclear physicists.
Okay.
I'm not that smart.
But we need
I don't have a blue-collar guy. I don't have any of those high-end people.
But
that doesn't exist.
For me personally, I have an albino guy in my phone. Right. If I have any questions
about being albino,
right. I have I have a guy to call. Do you have? Is there anyone like? Do you have?
Yeah, like Steve got 3 crane guys.
Yeah.
So if Steve needs a crane today, he knows people who could help him get a crane today.
Yeah.
What's the least?
I work
likely...
at a company that has a crane company.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
He's me.
You're one.
Like,
yeah,
I'm that too.
Yeah, you and Nick, Joe's brother. They're 2 of my 3 crane guys.
Right. So with that added context, Joe,
Just in case.
what is the guy that we would not expect to see in your phone?
Yeah, like do you have like a squirrel guy or a parachute guy or something like that?
I could see you
I'm a parachute guy.
You do. Whoa.
Yeah. Dana and I went skydiving, and there's a parachute guy in my phone.
Okay.
See, now that's the good stuff.
Yeah.
You guys are making me feel like I haven't lived. I need to get to the Eddie Fitz.
You got to get to it. Come hang out, Kyle. We'll get you there.
I promise you. What I'm bringing down to the Eddie Fitz is going to be a piece of paper that will no doubt survive the pressure.
Yeah.
And when I'm touching...
Yeah, the paper's fine. It will.
Oh, no, just put it in one of those things that you'd put your old baseball cards in.
Oh, right,
Like
yes.
the little sleeve.
Yeah, and when I turn to the camera, as I'm touching the hull or the stern or the bow or the starboard, whatever those boat terms are, of the Eddie Fitz, I'm going to turn that paper to the camera, and it's going to say S. Scuba Joe, who didn't believe in me.
I made it.
Hey, Kyle, you will turn into. I'll change your name in my phone. I'll get because I don't think you're in my phone.
No,
Steve's a big deal. You're not.
No, I don't.
So I don't think you're in my phone. But you're going to be in my phone as Kyle, Eddie Fitz guy.
Yeah.
Eddie,
no
I
don't have that yet.
question. That would be the biggest honor I can imagine.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Joe, we thank you for your expertise and your answers this morning. If we have any more scuba or crane or welding questions, we'll be sure to give you a call back.
And if you have any albino questions,
if you got any albino questions,
I'll call you guys.
Let Steve know and we can pass it along.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. Thanks, Joe. You have a good day.
Guys.
See ya.
You too. See ya.
All right. Well.
All right. So we just got to get a Canadian.
Yeah. If there's any Canadians out there listening, you're obviously one step closer to us, to the Canadian government. Yeah. So shoot us a message and we'll get the ball rolling. Again, we want to be diving by December. The nicest time to go diving.
In Superior, I don't know if it's going to make much of a difference. If we go in June or if we go in December, it's just extra cold compared to ultra cold.
Yeah. Especially down in the rooms of our ice water mansion.
That's a disappointing answer from a guy who scuba dives as a profession. Mm-hmm. Because again, Ahmed Gaber, who in 2014, scuba dove 1,090 feet. Scuba dived? Scuba dove?
Scuba dove.
I'll post that on the poll as well.
All right. Well, good to hear that we got all those answers. And on to the next topic, I guess.
Well, we'll see you in a couple weeks from the Ice Water Mansion.
Kyle, I got to ask you, it is, what is it? November 16th.
That's right. Midway through.
We're still a week and a half away from Thanksgiving.
That's right.
Which for me is kind of the de facto day when decorations for the solstice go up. Maybe usually day after.
So you're a Thanksgiving guy. You believe in that non-firm but kind of blurry-ish line.
Yeah.
Because I would bet if Evelyn said to you today, like, hey, can we put something out, right? Mm-hmm. You would wait, like, kind of
I'd say absolutely not a chance.
Well, like Halloween, what'd you wait, like 6 days to get those inflatables out where she reminded you again?
It took a couple weeks.
So I think you need to make that your firm line. So if she asked you today, be like, well, yeah, that's a great idea. So next Friday, we will.
Yeah.
But, Katie is like you. Katie would not be okay. Mm-hmm. She would never really have a choice, I should say that. But she would prefer decorations to go up after Thanksgiving.
Okay.
And that's why today, November 16, decorations are going up.
Okay, so you're completely not listening to her.
I'm a weathersman, okay? I'm the one out there on the roof line, okay? That's it's fighting the elements, Steve.
Yeah, you're OTR on the roof line.
You're weeks removed from having the world's tallest ladder stacked on top of a Jeep Comanche, okay?
I'm no dummy. I mean, well, except for that. I'm no weather dummy.
So
those lights are up. I don't have to do anything.
right.
I got to stick an Olaf in the front yard.
That's right.
That's it.
Gotta make sure the 2 stakes go in the grass.
My decorations are going to take me 10 minutes. It's going to be amazing. I'm actually going to install a separate outdoor outlet specifically for inflatables.
I swear to God, when you sell this house and the inspector or the appraiser counts outlets, he's going to like go to the county and say, I don't know if this power draw is legal because there's so many outlets.
I'm not sure this has ever been done before.
I couldn't walk 3 feet without spotting or touching an outlet. So I'm glad to see that you're adding on to that total.
And I'm just going to say thank you. Thank you.
Appreciate you.
I mean, that's as close, to an award that I can get without getting the actual award.
Yeah. So I like getting these things up when I'm kind of eyeballing the weather, see what it's going to look like. And it works for me because I like putting them up earlier. I prefer it. I love seeing the holiday decorations go up.
Okay. You're broken, but that's all right. But I apologize.
Listen, that doesn't have anything to do with the holiday decorations.
While you do agree.
Just different ways to get there, right? Multiple ways to skin a dog or whatever. What's that called? So I looked at the forecast, and we're looking at next weekend because I'm a weekendsman as well for this purpose. Especially when the sun's going down at 5:15. It's just hard to do that when I work until 5 to be able to get going. So I see
that daylight saving time.
Can you really, 1 minute it's dark, 1 minute it's light.
What's next? Construction season or snow?
Woke up the other day, it was cold. You know what happened? It got warm.
Only in Michigan.
Stop observing weather. Stop. Okay, we all understand. So I see it's going to be cold and rain for like the foreseeable back half of the all next week.
Okay.
So not pleasant to do what I want to do.
Sure.
And very cold. So I
to be up on to be OTR.
That's right. You don't want to be on the roof when it's that cold and rainy. So I told her kind of a week and a half ago. I said, "Hey, this is the weekend I'm going to be out there planning on it to get as much up as I can, just because of the weather." So I'm doing that. We're doing the podcast today, and then there I was just scrolling through Facebook, which now is apparently suggested Govee like groups for me.
Oh boy, I joined one yesterday.
Did you?
When you sent me that screenshot?
Well,
it was nagging at me.
What tips are you looking for now, though? Like, are you looking to add or change anything?
No, I think mainly I'm just looking for ideas for future expansion.
Okay, because I kind of figured you'd like to. Are you going to post? I kind of listen.
I'm a little afraid to now though, because I've seen a bunch of people post like, "Here's my setup. What do you guys think?" And then they rip it to shreds.
Really? So this is like a no holds barred Govee group.
They are very, very judgy.
Oh,
you know what their big thing is? If you have a peak in your roof and you run your lights up, their big thing is that they have to be perfectly symmetrical. So either you have one that is perfectly at the peak, or there's one on the downslope and one on the upslope, and they have to be perfectly spaced. Mine aren't like that. Mine aren't like that at all.
So are you considering?
I got to take them all down.
You know what I had seen also?
Because then I have to adjust the spacing.
Right. I'd also seen someone post the hairdryer technique.
To flatten out the cable.
To flatten all the cables. Yeah. And I'm guessing, because yours are covered, you didn't do that.
I did not do that, but I had that. I was going to do like a heat gun or a hairdryer to do that, but when I was 24 and a half feet up a 26-foot ladder, that was not happening.
I want 90 feet of extension cord with a net like 1 foot on the ladder trying to hold you stable on the Jeep. Right. And then somehow, because you couldn't read the outlet, one of the 800, she like had to hook this power to your Comanche battery while you're trying to reach.
Right.
And straighten out a cord.
Right.
So apparently I get that and like different craft and DIY ideas. And I think it's fair to give you, the credit for this because...
Thank you.
I'm back in it. And I think...
You going Govies?
Oh, God, no. I think I'm going to be doing another D.I. Kyle.
Oh, Dick Kyle is back for the holidays? People thought he went away. But no, Dick Kyle has not gone into hibernation. He is back for the tier 1 holiday of all tier 1 holidays.
I saw
What's Dick Kyle going to do?
it was just a picture, and I didn't even open any instructions. I don't know if there's instructions. I shouldn't need instructions for something like this. Mm-hmm. It was just make like a wooden Christmas tree out of a pallet.
Oh, simple.
Until
cut the square pallet into a triangle. Boom.
Until I started thinking about it, and I got excited about this. Showed it to Reed. It's like, hey, you're in, right? We're doing that this weekend.
I mean, now you have to do it.
And I even thought about figuring out how to use my staple gun to staple the lights to it.
I got a staple gun if you need one.
Steve, I think I have one. I still don't know how to use them. Okay, you just look like the same kind you'd buy for your household stapler, and you just like that.
Yeah, it's pretty simple.
Right in the wood.
In the wood.
Right.
Make sure the depth on the staple's not set too much, or else you're going to cut right through your wires.
Now, when you say depth, you mean like water?
Yep. Okay.
I knew I could nail this. Until I got to thinking, I don't know if I have the capability to do this. And when if I were
cut a triangle?
If I were to show you the picture, Steve,
let me see.
You would say, "What do you mean? That's the easiest thing of all time."
All right.
And I'd say, "You're a liar." Okay?
Boy, it couldn't really get any easier than that.
Right? So really hard. And
you need a saw? I got a track saw if you want to borrow it.
Could you... I know what you're talking about. For all the people out there who are listening, they're like, well, I know about the circular saw and the jigsaw and the miter saw. But what is a track saw?
Well, it's a circular saw that runs on a track. So your cut is perfectly straight.
I mean, that would look nicer.
It would.
Hear me out here. Do you think I could do that with a jigsaw?
It wouldn't be ideal.
So I got to thinking.
I got the track saw right in the other room. You want to come in and check it out?
I'll take a look before I go.
Okay.
I still don't know what that is.
It's a
no. I mean, I do.
It's a circular saw.
Yeah. So the blade is a
that runs on a track.
So you have to like bring the track with you.
Yeah,
it comes on a track.
Yeah, it's just a little.
I'm rethinking everything now.
Pretty simple.
I think I'm going to let my family's holiday season be disappointing
because you can't master saw.
Because I got to thinking, one, my cut's not going to look that good. Okay.
See, if you use a track saw,
and again, that was
circular saw.
That's right, the circular saw that you
on a track.
Exactly what I knew. Because I looked at it at first, and that's when I started thinking, cakewalk, no problem. Could do this in an hour, right? Go grab some spray paint because you're going to spray paint the wood, green to make it look
spray paint's
tree.
Not a good idea for wood.
No, what would I use?
Just get some paint. Some paint.
Actual, like a can of paint?
Yeah.
Who has that?
You're going to go through 9 different cans of spray paint.
Oh, no. For just that little wood?
That wood soaks it up so fast.
Oh, maybe.
I got some green. I got a can of green I'll give you.
I got to get brushes then.
I know, this is tough. You were going to go to the store to buy spray paint. Just go to the store and buy brushes instead. Well, I guess I can't argue with that.
I can't. My main question was, how could I get this cut? Obviously, I can't cut it through both sides of the pallet. That would be like a 4 to 6 inch blade, which means I'm making double the cuts. And now I'm in my own head that it's going to look like crap on one side.
First of all, to cut a rectangle or to cut a square pallet into the shape that you need it, you have to make 2 cuts.
Correct.
One angle this way, one angle this way.
A tree shape, obviously.
So do that.
Yeah.
Flip it over.
Right.
Do it again.
Yeah, but then
I could do this in less than 4 minutes.
Okay, so now I got to time myself when I do it.
Yeah. Set up a phone.
I'm going to set the over-under.
Timer doesn't start till you pull the trigger. I'll even give you all the measuring and.
Now, are you using chalk to get that straight line?
No, you're using the track from the track.
So you have a track on this thing.
You want me to come over and do it?
No.
I could. Look, I'll show up.
No, this is family bonding, Steve. This is going to happen, and when I am somehow pounding nails.
Yes, it's your family bonding with me as I cut your pallet into a Christmas tree.
That's right.
Reed's giving me high fives.
That's right. You guys are happy. Your hand paint splattering everywhere. Ho, 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 somehow in the background.
And you're just sitting in the corner of the garage.
Googling track saw.
Sitting on a tree stump, of course.
Well, I will post the picture of what I'm thinking about. and I'll post it along with, do you think Kyle should be able to do this? And then what I'll do is I will post the end result, because I think in a week.
Oh, is this going to be like a Pinterest fail?
When I pull into this driveway next week, because I showed you that picture, Steve. You see those how those cuts are made.
Those are nice. Yeah, I think that you could easily build that. Now,
Well,
what are you
take a
going to
look
do?
at the side pieces.
What are you
and
gonna
what
do?
else could you make with those side pieces?
I don't know.
Another tree. So in 1 week,
How are you going to build
when I triumphantly pull into this driveway, over the moon, with another successful DI Kyle project,
Dick Kyle again. Dick Kyle.
and I pop the back end open and I deliver to you your wooden pallet
am I getting one
Christmas tree that I built,
Okay.
and the family rejoices, ho ho ho's all around. And you go put the track saw away disappointed
Yeah.
because Kyle's already come through in the clutch. I can't wait to post my win on our own social media.
I don't know about this. I'm not too sure about this.
I'm so unconfident. I don't know if I can do it.
What are you going to do for the stump and like the base?
The what?
The stump. It looked like there were some extra 2x4s that had to be added for that.
Yeah, when you mention that, so it almost looks like you're going to have to.
You're going to go with pressure treated? I mean, it's going to be outside for the next month and a half. You got to have pressure treated.
I'm going to go with whatever pallet.
Some call that womanized.
I'm going to go with whatever pallet's on the side of my house right now.
Okay.
I didn't realize I'd have to take take a piece of the pallet off. Oh boy, yeah. Okay. Well,
Again, 4 minutes.
we're rethinking everything. Stand by on that tree delivery next week, please.
So you don't think that you can wrap this up in the next 168 hours?
I'd like to see 200 hours to really give myself a cushion.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't look at that. The brace and the Okay. Wish I hadn't brought this up now. Sorry, family.
So
you said you could come over today and get that done?
we're heading out after here, but we're going to go right past your house. I can throw the track saw in the car.
Family doesn't have to get out of the car. You said 4 minutes.
Stay here.
See here, I gotta help this idiot. No offense. Get this stupid project done.
No offense again.
Yeah, no. He said his family's gonna hate him if he doesn't, so it's fine. 4 minutes. Just, munch on your granola bars. I'll be out in a second.
Yeah.
And
You just have it set up out in the driveway. I'm going to show up. Boom. Boom.
come out victorious.
Yeah. We can do this, man. There's no reason that this can't be done.
Well, here's the good news. I have 2 pallets. So when I go there today and I hype myself up, okay, and I get this thing like rolling, I've got 3 different types of saws out, a hammer. I don't know what I'm going to hammer, but I'm going to get a hammer out.
You might need a hammer to knock some of those pallet boards off.
You just never know when you're going to need a hammer. And I get to going on this. I'm going to need you to be the backup on this.
Okay.
Okay. So
I won't jump in until you either ask me to or there's blood, whichever comes first.
The text message ho 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 will be the emergency call.
Okay.
And then I'm going to need that. What was that thing called again?
Track saw.
That's right. That's
a
right.
saw?
That's a saw that cuts.
Runs on a track.
I mean, a lot of people struggling with what that is. I appreciate your confidence. So, but like I said, the good thing is I have 2 pallets. So when I do this one today and it doesn't pan out,
So you got a backup pallet.
the backup is when I'll send the ho 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 text, and we'll knock that thing out in about 250 seconds.
Yeah. 4 minutes. Again, 4 minutes while my family's waiting in the car.
I can't tell you how defeating it would be if I spend hours between today and tomorrow on this thing, right? And I was just trying to make it all, pretty and whatnot. And I get so defeated I quit. And then whenever I give in and I send the ho 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 text, that it's done in 4 minutes. I think that would be me turning in the DI Kyle card. Okay.
Dick Kyle is done.
He would be done because I was so proud of this jail cell I built for Halloween on Reed's suggestion.
Yeah.
to have it blow over twice and completely destroy.
Did you throw that out?
No. So Halloween night, Katie was out there trying to rescue it. And I told her, Katie, no. Fold it. Just collapse it. And it's getting thrown under the deck. Mm-hmm. And that's where it sits today.
Okay, that's a good spot.
For maybe a rebuild next year.
So you're going to let it sit for 11 months.
It's just wood. Where do the trees live?
That's a great point.
Yeah. I mean, you're more worried about the integrity of the wood. I just need it to look like a jail cell for 6 hours.
Boy, I think you can do this. I really do.
So it's decoration day at the Kyle house. Mm-hmm. Usually one of my favorite times to see this come together. Family filled with joy. Mm-hmm. I can't wait for this to somehow end with me being wounded physically and then obviously emotionally when I realize at pitch black, because it'll be like 9:30 when I give up. You know, working under a floodlight and like a headlamp.
Right. Still trying to borrow my prospector bulb for when we have campfires.
Still trying to figure out how to get this cut down. Mm-hmm. That will be where I have emotionally given up on D.I. Kyle. That'll be the last project.
That's it. So this is a big day for you. This is
a big one for me to make it feel like I can still be something of worth.
When they look back through the history books, Saturday, November 16th, 2024. Mm-hmm. That's a big day. It's your D-Day.
This is either where I come into my own as a DIYsman, okay, or a career ends. Those are the only two options.
Okay. Well, I look forward to hearing an update.
That's a lot of pressure.
Yeah, it's quite a bit. Well, speaking of the holidays,
wish I didn't agree to do this now.
It is the ninth annual Steve and Kyle podcast, Cloak and Dagger non-denominational Winter Solstice Gift Exchange.
That's right. Solstice Sammy's here.
See how many we have. Oh, look at that.
Yeah, it's coming along.
Coming along real nice. Is this, do you know if this is 100% caught up?
Should be as up to date as I believe last evening, which would be Saturday. We've had a good turnout. Like to see this thing break our previous record for most involved. But if not, it's already a pleasant turnout for people who want to be a part of this. New names, old names. Mm-hmm. Again, just a very brief rundown, because if you're unfamiliar and you haven't listened to the last few weeks or the last 8 years, this is simply a gift exchange for listeners of this podcast. $5, $10, $15. Some type of gift. You're going to receive a name that the other person does not know. You are giving them a solstice gift. It is simply your responsibility to send them that gift once we send you the name and address. That'll be probably around the first week in December. We'll send that name and address to you with just a little bit more detail on to make sure this gets done properly and with no issues. Tell you what, 7-8 years we have had maybe enough issues on one hand.
Yeah. There's always
nothing bad.
Now this is a first, because this year, I don't know if you saw that our friend. Hold on, let me look for it. Where's the weird address? We got one that's going out of the country.
That's right.
Johnny Chef.
Our friend Johnny Chef, who is helping us get wartime worship. Worship. That's right. That's 3 words. Worship.
Yes.
I believe worship would be 2 words.
Yeah.
That going out of the country. In years past,
He's in Japan. He lives in Japan now.
And I believe with military, the USPS makes that all happen for them. We've had, I believe, a couple participants in Canada in years past. I'd like to see them join back up. Hint, hint, Lori. Yeah,
Johnny Chef's Johnny Chef sent me the address, and he said, "Yeah, I know it looks weird, but the USPS will recognize it. So I'm assuming it goes to some distribution center. They drop it in the ocean for an hour or two,
right?
Because that's what they do."
So we're going as far as Japan, all the way to the state of New York, as far south as Tennessee. There's a ton of different states. This thing, I love seeing the stretches of this country and the world that it goes. It's our first time going overseas, I believe, in Japan. Not Canada's overseas. There's a sea somewhere.
Yeah.
You can go to the side and then around. That's a sea.
Yep.
That's the ninth annual Steve and Kyle podcast, Cloak and Dagger, non-denominational Winter Solstice Gift Exchange. We'll be posting a couple more times on our social media on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. The Twitter is somewhat unmonitored at this point. I
got it. I'm covering it.
I check it when I'm here recording, but I think eventually I'm going to transfer or add a profile for us on like Blue Sky.
Blue Sky, what is that?
Blue Sky it was made a couple of years ago, and it was like beta open or closed invite only. It's seen a mass exodus. It was initially started by the former CEO of Twitter, Jack Dorsey, who's not involved with it anymore. But yeah, it's kind of the replacement for Twitter that I joined a year ago. And when I was having trouble removing myself from news, politics, election coverage on an election night, I told myself it's time to divest of that because it's the prototypical doom scroll that I couldn't pull myself away from. So yeah, I'll add us on Blue Sky just so we have another avenue to reach folks if you're there and you don't prefer to take part in Twitter/X.
I can honestly tell you I will not monitor that ever because I don't want to do another social media.
But send your name and address to any of those accounts at Steve and Kyle, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, if you want to be a part of this. And if you have any questions as well, that's feel free to DM us about how it works if you haven't done it before. We'd love to see the new names come in. So hashtag garbage gifts, hashtag garbage merch. That'll be when those gifts start coming in. We love seeing those posts on any of the social medias as well. Yeah, to see what people are getting and sending out to other listeners of this podcast. It really is. It's my favorite thing to see when we do for the social media for this podcast. It's a delight.
I enjoy it. I enjoy it a lot. I got to start thinking about what I'm going to buy for the person I'm paired up with here in the office.
The staff's name have been exchanged, and now it's just a matter of finding that perfect gift. Yeah. For that lucky soul on staff here as we all get together for the solstice season. Yes, a couple weeks left. Please do not miss out. I'd hate to be the one to tell you, sorry, you're just a little too late. Yeah. If you get a hold of us in the first week in December and we can't include you, we love seeing people included in this. So.
Absolutely. So yeah, at Steve and Kyle, Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram. We have a little bit of time left. Do you want to go over some of the polls that we've done over the last month or so?
Yeah, why don't you hit that beautiful Melissa Vaughn while I do some scrolling.
Time to see how wrong everyone else is. It's poll recap time. Find the polls at Steve and Kyle on Facebook and Twitter.
I'm just going to go back all the way to September. Apologies if any of these are duplicates. Was child abuse more prevalent with no time limit T-ball games?
Wow.
84% of the audience said yes.
Okay.
Now, this next one is shocking because it means that what we talked about last week is not the first time we've talked about this. Are you a battery daddy?
Oh, God. Of course.
52% of the audience said yes. So 48% of you, we need to send that.
Have you sent the email to Battery Daddy?
I'm going to do that today. I forgot to do it this week because I want to get that email to our podcast.
We are 1 week closer to the holidays.
I want to send it from our podcast email account.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I need to forward that email, but I don't want it to look like a forward. So I just get it. Whatever. I'll get it done. I'll send it.
Just download it, then open up the email.
God, this is like what type of song again? I don't care.
Okay.
Is it ever too early to learn about dying? That's D-Y-I-N apostrophe. 74% of the audience said no. Baby mice? Question mark. 60% of the audience said lacrosse stick launch.
Wow.
40% said shoebox. Is, quote, name one there, end quote, enough time to actually respond? 57% of the audience said no. Whose team are you on? Hashtag Team Steve, hashtag Team Squirrel. 50% said Team Steve.
50-50?
But here's the kicker. 50% said Team Squirrel.
Okay.
Never happened before.
Yeah, never.
Is a 35-minute car ride too far for a rescue? 55% of the audience said no.
Oh, that was your squirrel, right?
Better people than me, then. Now, this one hurts. Who's a better person? 85% of the audience said Steve.
Again, who said he would launch the mouse.
You were the other option.
Oh, looks like we forgot to add the second option.
Okay.
Does Steve look like someone who would be into drop shipping?
Yes.
83% of the audience agreed, Steve. Yes.
Damn right.
Does Steve have Jeep jammies? 87% of the audience said yes. Is Kyle shocking himself with spooky bulbs a good thing? 73% of the audience said yes. I stand by that. Mm-hmm. Do you knock on a box like a watermelon to see if it's ripe? 61% of the audience said yes. If you're listening to this, are you lonely? 52% of the audience said yes. 48% of the people are just sad. Mm. If you're lonely, do you know it? 93% of the audience said yes. Is an eye roll a go-ahead? This is what gave you the final seal of approval to buy the Govies.
That's right.
54% of the audience said yes, so you were in the right. You spent your money wisely.
Thank you.
Can wheat thins be an elementary kid's favorite food? 61% of the audience said yes. I don't know what elementary kids you've seen or met.
Wheat thin.
But you're wrong. Those kids don't exist, and it's not okay. It's not okay. Can you make money knowing just math? 71% of the audience said yes. Did Steve dream astronaut dreams? 82% of the audience said yes. Who would you consider closer to their dreams? Steve flying an airplane or Kyle driving a car? Because I want to become a mailman.
Sure, yeah. I mean, I guess when you look at it like that, you're closer on a daily basis.
Well, I'd like you to tell that to the audience, who said 83% agreed that Steve flying an airplane was closer to your dreams.
Audience is never wrong. Thank you.
Is Snoopy's cartoon sadder if his neck bandana is loaded with vomit? You could give me a million guesses.
We talked about Snoopy.
A neck bandana of vomit? Okay. 96% of the audience said, yeah, that is a sadder comic strip.
Yeah.
Can you joke with your kids about taking them to prison? 84% of the audience said yes. Do the Saints always come back marching in?
Oh, that's right. We started off an episode with a big debate about this.
69% of the audience said yes. So, kind of proves my point, whatever my point was. Was Catherine Purvis an idiot?
Who was that?
I think she was the writer of The Saints Come Marching In. Come Marching In. Still don't know the answer.
Yeah.
87% of the audience said yes, Catherine Purvis was an idiot.
Total idiot.
What's a better feud? An 1890s lyricist or the Eddie Fitz Cook's family? 59% of the audience said the Eddie Fitz Cook's family wins. Closer than I thought, though. Yeah. I'd really like to, maybe we can ramp up our feud with the family of Catherine Purvis.
Do you think we need to?
It wouldn't hurt. Do you always gorge on a cheese platter?
Oh, absolutely. I don't even know the context of this, but I'm going to say yes.
I would assume we were talking about my wedding.
Yeah.
85% of the audience said yes.
When I tell you that I've told so many people about the cheese platter at your wedding.
I'm just happy that there were some memories made there.
I don't remember another thing about that night.
And why would you?
Other than that, my wife, my girlfriend at the time, was bombed.
That's right.
Absolutely bombed.
Steve's last memory was being like an old man you'd see in an old movie where he leans back in a chair and like slowly unbuttons a pant button and goes, that's better.
Yeah, except
loaded with cheese.
I didn't even get to unbutton it because I leaned back and it just went and like shot off and hit a wine glass or something somewhere and made a hilarious noise.
Is Todd, the heavy breathing step Todd, gonna lose the blueprint?
The what?
The blueprint. 90% of the audience said yes, I believe. Boy, if I were to backtrack.
No, don't. It's better left a mystery.
Should Steve be buried with his breaker blueprint?
Oh, yes.
88% of the audience agreed, and they said that should be tucked.
It's going to be
breast pocket?
Yeah, it's going to be hanging out of my pocket instead of a handkerchief. It's just going to be whoop. And then as people come up to pay their last respects, I need you to be standing there so when they all say, "What's that in his pocket?" And you say, "Well,
glad you asked."
Let me tell you. and then you reach into your pocket and hand them
Copy.
like a wallet size that they can put in their wallet.
So at your funeral, instead of like handing out programs about like, oh, the life of Steve, we're handing out
Breaker blueprints.
wallet size and regular size.
Yeah.
Up the bats, lower the lights. 76% of the audience said yes.
Uh-huh.
Do you have to be wearing a one-pull T-shirt to the spook houses? 57% of the audience said yes.
Yeah.
What sounds more fun? 69% of the audience said a stripper car wash. 31% said the spooky car wash. All right, we're going to try to cook through some of these so we can get them done. Can you tell which type of animal it is after two times regurgitation? 71% of the audience said no. More power in the Zambonis? 94% of the audience said yes.
You
That
gotta
was
say
my
yes.
yeah.
Yeah, I gotta say yes.
Nobody wants to wait for those things. Are Zamboni drivers talentless? And apparently this poll made it to the Zamboni community.
Uh-oh.
Because 78% of the audience said no.
Did we get some backlash from it?
God, but come on. Those things that they bump into the walls. It's not even a safeguard. Like, you just run right into it. Stupid. Worthless. Is Leatherface less intimidating if he's using a Ryobi? 88% of the audience said yes. And it's true. If you don't have that
Yeah, if you don't have the pull.
rip in the gas. Yeah. Does everyone have a Halloween experience as a kid that shapes how they treat it as an adult? 79% of the audience said yes. Steve's case, Mr. Weitzel giving out puppies to the first
That's
5
right.
kids.
That's right.
What do you choose?
Or 2 liters.
Or 2 liters, that's right.
Depending on the year.
What do you choose? 55% of the audience said 2 liter. And only 45% of the audience are taking the puppy home.
What?
Well, you never had a
People
childhood
are
if you wouldn't
crazy.
take a puppy.
You're crazy.
Was finger math to 6 the low point? 81% of the audience said yeah, and it's hard to argue. And if you're using your fingers to get to
Just
6,
to get to 6. Yeah.
did Oinky have a say in things? Oinky, the fake pig valve,
Well, it's a real pig valve.
real pig valve holding my ticker together.
Yeah.
59% of the audience said
Yeah.
no, he didn't, and you're right. Poor Oinky. Hashtag justice for Oinky.
Yeah.
Scrolling. Do you ever want EGW? That's 60% of the audience said no.
EGW. Okay.
Is it a celebration of illumination? 79% of the audience said yes. I don't know where that came from. It must have been from somebody hijacking our podcast to host Light It Up.
Mm-hmm.
Keep your hands off the Govies? 85% of the audience said yes.
Absolutely. You don't touch another man's govies.
Of all the wall amenities, is the clock the cock of the walk? We're just 29 and a half months away from Steve joining me.
Yep.
88% of the audience said yes. See?
Mm-hmm.
The community's with me, Steve.
The clock is the cock of the walk.
Is the clock talking down to the succulents? 100% of the audience said yes.
Have we ever had a 100%?
I don't know if we had. Boy, that's good to see. Daylight saving time, am I right? 67% of the audience said yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Do you always trust the judgment of the Ninja Turtles? 63% of the audience said yes. Is there a big gap between had to and felt like I needed to?
Ooh.
That's 59% of the audience said yes, that is a big gap. I believe you said that was not a big gap about regarding your color matching trim for the Govee project. Boy, big project.
Big project. Came out so nice, though.
Has Steve always been a Goviesman at heart, even when he put up the C7s? 60% of the audience said yes. Well,
C7s are gone, by the way.
That's right.
Sold them.
The napkin math, the napkin math, where it's in the black. You made money on the Govee project. Will Steve's family be talking about the C7, C9 incident of yesteryear in therapy? 100% of the audience said yes.
That's fair. That's fair.
Let's see if we had any more from last week. No. Yeah, I had a few last week. Does early onset dementia start in the foot? 68% of the audience said yes. And is adulthood just closing doors and turning lights off? 96% of the audience said yes. And lastly, do you go to Big Papa Steve for parenting advice? Because again, you're 2 times the father as me.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's just math. 68% of the audience said yes. Of course, they're going to come to you, Steve, for parenting advice.
Big Papa Steve, Big Bacon Steve, whatever you want to call me. I'm here for your parenting advice. Wow, that was a lot. That was a trip down memory lane, most of which I have no memory of.
That's right. Next week, because now the Govee project's done, I'd like to put this in the notes. I'd like to get a firm answer from you on what the next project around the Steve house is, because as we all know,
I already got one.
You're already itching.
I already got it.
Okay, hold that. I want to hear next week.
Already got it.
Want to hear next week what you're going to be like ripping up inside?
You are going to be just beside yourself when I tell you the scale of this project.
I want it to be 20 questions where I can see if I can guess it.
Okay.
Next week.
All right, let's put it on the rundown right now. 20 questions to guess what Steve's big project is.
I hope it's like no, I don't want to waste a guess.
I'm itching to start it so badly, but I can't.
Turn this off. Let's record it now.
I'm going to wait until the spring.
Oh my God, that's going to eat at you. I also have a prediction. It won't wait until the spring. You're going to be cooped up on an unseasonably warm January day. And you're going to say, you know what?
Yeah.
Why not now?
Why not now? Uh-huh.
Beautiful.
All right. At Steve and Kyle, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram if you want to get in on the 9th annual Steve and Kyle podcast Cloak and Dagger non-denominational winter solstice gift exchange.
Last week for the shirts as well, for the limited run Eddie Fitz shirts that we're going to print ourselves and send out. If you want in on that, please send us. You can either DM us to ask us a question or just let us know.
Yeah, let us know. Again, at Steve and Kyle, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. We'll talk to you next week.